This is everything I have made in 2022. And disclaimer though, this probably is a few things that I did make at the end of 2021 because I only really got heavily into knitting around November or December. So most of these things were either cast on in 2021 and finished in 2022, or they were things that I made at the very end of 2021, but since I didn't do anything with that, I figured I'd just throw them all into this video. So with that being said, some of these are wacky and you can tell they're my first projects, so be kind. And there's a lot more towards the end of the year. I took a huge break in the summer, which I regret, but I guess it was a strange time in my life where I didn't have a lot of time to knit and I didn't necessarily want to, but I really fell in love with it this fall, and I've just been going crazy with knitting. I started making a lot of videos here on YouTube, which has encouraged me even more to knit. So I'm hoping for a lot next year, but with 2022 being done here soon, I figured I might as well just share with everybody since that seems to be the trend. I'm gonna start with accessories, and I'm not gonna go in a particular order because I do not remember. I don't have everything with me because some of the stuff I gave away or is just gone forever, who knows where it is, and I'm gonna try and share with as much as I can. If I can't have it with me physically, I'll try to insert a picture somewhere, but with that being said, yeah, I'll just start right away with like accessories and stuff that I was making in the fall last year, or winter last year. This was the first thing I knitted. This is my foxglove hat, and I made this last year, I want to say in like November. It's not blocked, so it's super wonky. I just randomly threw a pom-pom that I got on it, and this was, it was fun. It's a cabling pattern, and I was not expecting to have like done this as a first project with knitting ever. I think I knit it on some like fixed circulars that I have not touched since, and it was not an easy project for it being my first time, but I will admit the stitches are very beautiful, and I kind of want to remake it now that I've been seeing it lately. I pulled it out of the closet, and the more that I've been looking at it, I've just like, I could remake this and make it even nicer. But it's a beautiful hat. It took me a lot of time, but and there's a lot of mistakes. But overall, it was one of my first things knitted, so this actually was the first thing I ever knit. So there is the foxglove pattern. It is a really beautiful cabling stitch, and I don't know what made me knit it. I think I saw a YouTube pattern when I was first getting into it, and I was like, ooh, there's a video, I can make that. And I decided to just cast on and just kind of go for it, and that's how this got created. This is a crochet hat. I don't remember what it's called. I want to say like a braided hat or something like that. It is super cute, and I've made a few in this pattern. I think one I gifted and the other one I have, I'll share as well. But it is just a really nice hat. It's made with acrylic yarn. Same with this one. This one was Red Heart Super Saver, I think. And then this, I want to say it was like some Serenity, I think is what it was called, from Walmart. And yeah, it's a beautiful hat. I love the crochet pattern. You basically just made a chain and then you would link it all together at the end. The brim doesn't stay folded, but these aren't blocked. This was before I even really knew about blocking and like taking care of finished garments to finish it in a sense. So that's where this came from. I kind of just throw it on randomly, don't really wear it a ton, but it is a nice hat. This is the other in this pattern, and this I think was legit the first pattern I ever finished, like, of anything. And this one I didn't do a folded brim, I just did the regular brim. I think it's a cute hat, I just don't like how it looks on me. I don't know, maybe it's probably the brim is just, I don't like it. It's too short to be worn like this, but this does not look very nice. Anyway, same thing. You can see the stitch pattern a little bit better probably on this type because it's not as dark of a yarn. And another random pom-pom I got. I think it's fun, but just not 100% me. And this was just I was really proud of it. I think it's in Red Heart Super Saver again, but I couldn't believe that I was actually making things and I was enjoying it. I also like low-key lined it with like a fleece, but I did a terrible job stitching it, which is surprising because I'm pretty good at sewing, but hand sewing I'm not. But yeah, that's this hat, and I just kind of keep it in the back of my closet like the others. This was another hat I do not wear. It's so funny. I think it was just randomly thrown together. I tried to switch colors and it just, you can't even see the pattern anymore, and it doesn't look all that nice, so I don't wear it, and the seam looks pretty bad. But this is crocheted as well. So this was when I was first starting out and like exploring and trying some different things. That's all I have for like hats. I did knit 2 more this year. I will insert pictures and talk about those ones. So the first one, I'm probably just going to put a video of me like showing it off, but that was a gift I knit for my mother-in-law, and it was a really fun hat. I loved knitting this hat that I think I'm going to end up knitting it again in the future. I made a second one also that I gave to my mother, which is this one here, and this one I just have a picture of, but it is really beautiful. I think they both came out really nicely. The yarn I used for the Minnesota Wild one, the green one, that was, I believe, Barocco Vintage in a chunky weight. The other was, I think it was Yarn Bee, and I got that one at, I think, like Hobby Lobby or something like that, just as a quick last second gift. And they both loved them. The one I made for my mom, I lined because it was like not the nicest quality yarn, and I was worried that it was going to be too big and not actually keep her head warm because I should have gone down a needle size. So I just ended up lining it, and the lining turned out much nicer than the lining in the hat that I just showed you. Those two I absolutely loved. Like, I've gotten so many compliments on my finished work that I don't know, I want to make more. They're so fun. Those were what I gave at Christmas time this year. The next thing I think I'm going to show you is just some random little swatches, I guess. Couldn't find one of them, but these are just some swatches that I used for projects that I kind of wanted to include, and also just some different stitches that I was trying out. I was originally going to make like a blanket, but I got bored of that really quick. So the first thing, I guess, is this. It's a little granny square. This is crocheted, and it is, I wrote stuff down. It's a flower square with shell stitch. I used a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and it's a 6" by 6" square, roughly, and I used Red Heart soft white. So I was, again, just going to make like an Afghan or something. I got a book at like the thrift store, but I ultimately decided against it and I haven't picked it back up. But I have kept these just because why not? This is the same thing. It was going to be a part of that. This is just, I think, double crochet. I don't know, I can't read crochet anymore. I used to. I haven't touched crochet in a very long time. But yeah, this was just randomly crocheted, and it's the same thing, just a small little square. This one is also part of that same project. This is Red Heart in Claret, I believe is what it is. And this is the alternate puff stitch, and it's a 6" by 6". So I don't know if you can see the stitching on there, but it's got some puff stitches, which was kind of fun, to be honest. It's a very tightly crocheted square, but I enjoyed it. That was a fun piece. And then I have just a single black swatch. I don't know what it is, but swatches are like so pretty. I don't do them enough, but I like them. And this is just in Red Heart as well. This was when I was really first starting out. Then some of you might recognize this swatch. This is the Ingrid sweater swatch, and I am currently working up the Ingrid sweater, so hopefully I can finish it soon. But I figured I'd share this in there because it is something I knitted and finished. So this is the Ingrid swatch. It's made with classic Easy Care Classic by Hobby. It's 100% merino wool, held with Hobby's Diablo mohair. Let me see if I can separate the two. Yeah, so that is this one. I think that's all I have for swatches. I had another one that I made for the green hat, but I do not have it with me and I don't know where I put it, so that's that. The next thing is headbands, I guess. These I knit up really quickly in the last month, and they are just a cute little brioche stitch headband. I wanted to try something different and wear something that I could do really quickly and have, and this is the pattern I found. I think it's like Dreo is what it is, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a pretty cute little headband. I really like it, and I think it's good enough to remake. I think I will, honestly. I just quickly crocheted it, stitched it together to close it, so that's why it's not the nicest seam. Maybe I'll go back and fix it, or I'll just make another. This was knit with acrylic yarn that I got at Joann's, and I want to say it's their Big Twist Spice. I can't remember, but it's supposed to be like a faux mohair. Also, brioche stitch is a lot of fun, but it's a pain if you frog and if you make a mistake. But other than that, I liked it. This is the other one. I used this one with some Hobby Diablo in a dark gray with a cotton peachy pink. And it's a little bit strange on this lighting, but that is what I made this one with. And they're both nice. I like how this one feels a little bit better. It's a little bit sturdier. I think the other one's a little bit too loose. But it was an easy pattern that I was able to finish very quickly, so I enjoyed it. That is what I have for the small little things. The next thing, I guess, is decor. Unfortunately, the only thing I have to actually show is one of my pumpkins. I made 2 other ones, so a total of 3. These are the knitted pumpkin pattern, and they are by Nimble Needles, I think. That's his YouTube name. I don't remember what his Ravelry user is. But these are just the cutest little pumpkins. I gave one to my manager and one to the director of finance at the company I work at now, which was where my husband was just working on his own, but they recently hired me on, so I gave them those as a gift because the one that was sitting on my husband's desk, they were obsessed with, so I quick knitted them up one. This was a really fun pattern because I learned to do a different stitch, which are these. These are the make one left, make one right. No, just kidding, that's what this is. This is make one left, make one right, and then these are just simple decreases here. But it creates this really unique type of shaping for fabric, which was really, really cool. And then obviously the I-cord for the stem. Overall, loved this. The next thing I made is this adorable little snowman that I had my husband stick on his desk at work, and it's just the cutest thing. I get a lot of compliments from people at work saying how cute it is, so I enjoyed that. That's all I have for little things. Now we get to move on to garments. The first thing is the sock, because I don't have the other one done. I don't even have it cast on yet. But this is the Craggy Shore sock, and I knit these on the Chiagu red lace cable. Those are so nice. I really like those needles. I've been able to whip out socks pretty quickly, I'd say. This is a fun little just knits and pearls that creates this cool looking pattern, and it does have like a basket weave stitch almost on the inside, but it's really nice. I used 100% wool, rainbow sock wool, I think, by Hobby, and it's in this like creamy sand color. I personally like it. I don't have it blocked. I'm probably going to get a sock blocker soon, but I hope that I can get it so that way I can finish blocking the other socks. The other pair of socks that I made were just a plain vanilla sock in this really pretty stone-washed color. Here is a picture or a video clip or something. Those I ended up giving to my mother-in-law. I was originally going to knit them as a gift, and then I was like, I don't know, I really like them, and then I realized I knit them too small, so I gifted them. And I'm working on another pair, but that's not done yet. It almost was done. It'll probably be done in 2022, but I'm moving on. That's all that I made for socks this year, but I did finish a pair this year, which was really cool because I didn't think I was going to. I wanted to, but I was like, I don't know. So definitely don't be scared to try things because you'll probably be fine and you'll be able to do it. So definitely give it a shot. The next thing that I have is gonna be my sweaters. The first sweater I finished is actually a cardigan that I have no idea where it went, and I'm kind of like panicking because when I sat down to film this video, I was like, where did it go? And it is this beautiful spice cardigan is what I call it because I used it with like spice yarn is what it was called, in the color Rust. And here is a picture. It is just a simple bottom-up cardigan, and I used the app Belish, I think, to make it. It was the first thing I ever finished garment-wise that I could wear and display and like be super proud of. I used like Dollar Tree buttons, I think. It was super, super low-key. But I really loved how it turned out because it was the first thing I could finish and actually wear that was clothing related, which is something I really enjoy making. I love making garments. But I'm like panicking as to where it is. And the last place I took it was Florida, so I really hope I didn't like lose it somewhere on that trip. I have no idea. I really hope it's just in my van somehow. Forgotten. Yeah, nerves. Anyway, we're gonna move past that, but super simple stockinette stitch the whole way through with just ribbing on the cuffs and the button band. I do want to knit up another cardigan this next year because why not? The next one that I did is this. It is my Novita my Sophie sweater by Novita. It is just made with what is it? The mandala yarn. I don't remember the colorway. I think it was Warlock. But it's got a cowl neck, and I'm so sorry. It's got a cowl neck, and this really beautiful cabling on the side. I had a lot of fun with it, and it's very soft and very warm. The only thing I don't like about it is I made it way too short on the armpits, so it doesn't actually fit me very well there, and so I don't wear it a ton. I also wasn't a huge fan of the color scheme at first. It's grown on me because so many people are so nice, and I think it's not something I'm gonna change, but it's definitely an at-home sweater, or if I'm feeling fun enough, I'll wear it out. We'll see. But this was a beast to finish. I think I cast it on in like November or October or something, and I didn't finish it until recently this fall. So, but I did finish a sweater. That's the one thing that matters. The next thing I made is this beautiful cable work sweater vest, which I love. I didn't follow a pattern. I know. Oh my gosh. I can't believe myself. I made my own thing that I actually wear and love, and I made it all on my own. I didn't follow a pattern, so there's definitely a lot of issues. But like, they're so minimal, and I really did enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. It's beautiful. It's got a v-neck. I wear this really pretty white cotton shirt underneath that I'll probably display it on in the video. But it's just simple cables, and I absolutely love it. It's made with Red Heart yarn because I was trying to stash bust and get rid of some of the stuff that I had, so that's where this beautiful thing came from. I was not expecting to have done that, but I was just feeling very brave and motivated, and I just cranked it out, and I finished it in like a month. I can't believe myself. The last garment I have to share with you that is finished is the lempi sweater. This is a very thick guy, and it's made in Lovecraft's paint box, I think. Yeah, paint box yarns, and they're super chunky, I think is what it is. But it's got like 3/4 sleeves, a nice tall turtleneck, which I think is almost too tall for my personal liking. It's got raglan decreases is how I made it, because it was bottom up. It was actually a really strange construction. You like knit the body, and then you knit the sleeves, and then you connect them all here, and then you start doing raglan decreases. And the funny thing about this is if you go and watch my other videos, you'll see how I complain about not understanding my raglan decreases well because I had done them before, but I didn't do them the same way, and I wasn't decreasing on the sleeves, and so it was like it wasn't gonna work. I was very concerned as to what I was doing, and I just had to frog back and restart. That is pretty much all I have. I know, not a lot, but this is my first year really like knitting seriously, and a lot of this stuff I made towards the end of the year because I wasn't knitting seriously up until probably September. I definitely am going to change that this next year, and I have a lot of really fun plans that I want to do and try and experiment because I love knitting. I love the outlet that it's given me, and it's something I really want to continue doing in my future. So I think there'll be a lot more sweaters and some cardigans, and I just want to knit everything. I want to continue making socks, and I think it's going to be a really great year for me with knitting and all the wonderful things out there that come with it. So definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I hope that it wasn't too small of a haul and that I wasn't that big of a disappointment. Some of the things that people can make in a year, I'm like, how? I want to be that quick at knitting. I want to spend all my time knitting, so it's unfortunate that I don't have that opportunity to do so, but I do what I can. Let me know what your guys' favorite thing that you made yourself this year and what things you want to be making yourself next year. Hopefully this was entertaining, that you enjoyed the video, and I really hope that you stick around this next year to see what I can make, and hopefully I can see what you guys make, because who doesn't love community? I wish the best for you in your 2023 year, and I really only wish you happiness. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next year. Bye! And it's definitely not as much as I would have wanted.